Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi. Now for a long while I've wanted to learn a new skill, which is the skill of rerouting doll hair. A lot of the time when you see vintage dolls, the hair has been played with and matted and cut and really looks in quite a sorry state. And I've seen other collectors out there remove the hair from old dolls and reroute brand new hair into it. And it looked really exciting and really interesting. So I asked my good friend Jolly Dolly Shop if she would show me the process, and she came over a few weeks ago and showed me how to do it. And today this is the first time I have ever gone about trying to reroute a vintage doll. So here we have a Sindy doll. The first thing I needed to do was to remove the old hair, so I took a pair of scissors, cut the old hair off, and then used a pair of tweezers inside the head to carefully scrape out the hair. This took a lot longer than I expected, but once you get into the sort of process of it, it becomes quite easy to do, and you just have to keep scraping and scraping, and slowly all the hair will be removed, and then you use the tweezers to pull it out of the head, and you end up with a nice fresh bald head. I bought all the equipment that Jolly Dolly Shop suggested that I should get, which included the hair, which came from a place called My Little Custom. I also bought some doll needles and some other bits that were useful for the process. Now that I had everything in place, the first thing to do was to cut the hair to the right length. So you undo the hair and cut it once, and you end up with a nice long bit of hair. And then you need to select small amounts of that hair and tie it in half so you have a knot in the middle. Something I learned very quickly after doing this was that I actually took far too much hair at each time. I should have taken a smaller amount as I went, but I think that's something that you only learn after doing this process once. So if I'm going to do this again, I would use a lot less hair. Then once you have the hair ready, you need to thread it through the head, and that's where the needles come in place. You actually use the needles the wrong way round, so you are pushing the whole part of the needle through the head. Once that's through the head, you can then thread the hair onto the needle and pull it back through. This takes a little bit of learning. You can see in this video, the first few times I did it, it was actually quite hard work, but by the time I'd got to the end of the project, I was getting quite quick at it, and I can certainly see this being a much quicker process the second time round. The footage shown here actually was filmed over about 4 days. It took me 4 days of about an hour to 2 hours each day working on this to get all of the hair put in place. It was suggested to me by Jolly Dolly Shop that I should be using 2 to 3 lots of the hair, that they come in packets, so 2 to 3 packets of hair. In the end I ended up using 4 packets, which is what I mean. I think I put in way too much hair, and the end result is that the doll has a really thick amount of hair on her head, but it does actually look quite nice. So I'm sure some people will say I use way too much, and other people will think that I used about the right amount. It depends on what the end result is that you want to go for. The process itself does actually become quite relaxing as well. As I say, the first day it took me a long time to do a very small amount, but by the time I was working on this on the 4th day, I was actually getting quite a lot of hair put in each go, and it really became a nice process to do. You sort of switch your brain off and just keep plugging away, pushing the hair in and pulling it out, and pushing the hair in and pulling it out, and after a while it just becomes a nice relaxing process. I can certainly see why people enjoy doing this. I'm by no means an expert in this process, so what you're seeing here, it really is me learning as I go. I'm sure many people will watch this and say, oh, you're doing that wrong, or there's much better ways to do this, but as this is the very first time I have ever done this, I'm sort of slowly learning the process, and I will learn what works and what doesn't work as I go. And after the 4 days, this was the end result. As you can see, it's by no means perfect, and I certainly can see areas that I can improve the next time, but as this was my very first go at doing this process, I'm really pleased with the end result and how nice it looks. I still need to style the hair, which is a process I haven't yet learned, so I will be going back to Jolly Dolly Shop and asking her to show me the next stage. But as the first part of this project goes, I'm really pleased with how this turned out. I've gone from having a doll with very scruffy hair to having a doll with really quite nice hair. So I will be coming back to this project in future and trying to finish this doll off by giving it a proper hairstyle. And I also want to make some toy-polloi overalls and gear for her to wear so that she can join the ranks of my action guys. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And thanks for watching.